recording. Oh, fuck. These people. Okay, boys and girls. So, good evening. How are you? It's nice to have you here. Let's begin right now. We have 3 people connected. We have Lida Mendez, we have Mariana Gomez, and then we have here Mrs. Andrea Perez. Okay, Andrea, can you listen to me? Andrea, can you listen to me? ¿Me escuchas? No? What about Lida? Lida.
Yes, good evening, teacher. Yes.
Okay, Andrea, how are you today?
Fine, thank you.
Okay, makes me happy to have you here. What about Lida? Good evening, Lida. Can you listen to me?
Hi, teacher. Yes, I listen you.
Okay, good. So how are you today, madam?
Well, I feel very well, so I'm tired.
You're tired. How was your day today?
Because I have to do many activities at home and about my job, and I have to go out to son had many activity at the street with my health and with my dagger, because I have to accompany her to her training.
Oh, got it. Had to accompany her to her training. Okay, that's very good. Okay, what does she train? What does your daughter train?
She's skating, speed skating.
Okay, that's cool. That's a very good sport.
She practices, yes, of course.
That's a very good sport. What about you, Lida? Do you like to practice any sport?
Yes, when I was a young, I practiced volleyball, but now I practice maybe aerobics and dance, because I'm a teacher, dance teachers.
Yeah.
And I like to practice folk music, about Colombian folklore, and I practice. I don't know. I like walking. I like to play basketball, volleyball. I like to riding bike.
So you're basically a sports woman.
Yes, I like to practice sport, yes.
Very good. So welcome to the second section. What about Mariana? Mariana, good evening. How are you today? Mari, can you listen to me? No? Okay. All right. Okay. Why don't you turn on the microphone? Okay. Ladies, pay attention to what we have for today. Please write down here in the chat your name for the attendance. Para la asistencia, me escriben su nombre en el chat, por favor. Okay. So, my ladies, we just have 3 people today. I don't know why, because the online section is mandatory. It's obligation to be here. So I don't know why we only have 3 people. But anyway, it depends on them. Yeah, remember that it's mandatory to be here. That's why we have an online section every week. So we have to be very strict with the attendance. Okay, people, pay attention. What's the purpose for today? Basically, we're going to explore some activities of week number 1. Remember that the previous week we began with activity number 1. Okay, and it finishes today. Yes, it finishes today. So today we have to, not today, tomorrow we have to start with week number 2. Okay, so what is the idea? We're going to explore we're going to explore something from week number 1, okay? Because that's the purpose. The purpose, people, is that you get exposed to the topics, to the exercises, you answer the activities and everything, and then we come here to answer whatever question you may have. Okay, so first we're going to explore the activities that we have for week number 1. Second, I am going to have a little exercise, a little, let's say, quiz, or a little activity. Then I am going to clarify concepts of particularly the reflexive pronouns that I saw many people getting confused with the topic. And after that, I will give you a couple of links of activities that you can explore in order to practice these topics more, okay? That's basically what we have for the second online section, all right? So pay attention, my people. I'm gonna share the screen and I will show you something. This is what we've got, okay? So we have activity number 1. As usual, people, remember that you have to take a look at the schedule. As I told you before, here in the schedule, we have that activity number 1 goes from May 13th to May 20th. It means that it will be over today by the end of the day. Okay, so tomorrow you start with learning activity number 3, which is about telling anecdotes. Okay, telling anecdotes is pretty interesting because it gives you the possibility to construct your own tests. Okay, so listen up. Activity number 1, materials and support materials. You know that you have to explore the materials beforehand. And then we have the evidences. So people, here in the evidences that we got over here, we're gonna have several topics. We're gonna have home remedies. Then we're gonna have safety at home. Then we'll be talking about safety rules and live longer. Those are the activities that will be over today. Okay, remember that we have a situation with the wikis. Sometimes it doesn't work, so it's not mandatory. It's not a mandatory exercise, okay? Remember that here we have the first evidence, which is home remedies, okay, which you have to complete the wiki, but unfortunately it's not updated, it's not working, so probably it's not gonna work out if you want to fill it out, okay? Then we have this activity, which is the safety at home, in which you have to explore health problems and you have to explore safety and the reflexive pronouns, which is the topic that I'm going to explain today. In topic number 4, you have safety rules, in which you have to continue talking about health problems. Okay, and finally, we have this evidence in which you have to talk about live longer, in which you basically have a situation that continues dealing with health problems, illnesses, treatments, and all those topics and that vocabulary that we have to explore in this week. So that's basically the activities that we have for this week that finishes today. Okay, now the principal topic or the principal grammar topic that we had here was the reflexive pronouns. The reflexive pronouns. Okay, so right now I am going to explain a little bit of the reflexive pronouns because I saw many people confused, and then we're gonna have a little game about this. So pay attention. What are the reflexive pronouns? Very simple. You know that in English we have the pronouns. We have the I, we have the you, we have he, we have she, we have it, we have you again, then we have we, and we have they. Okay, and we have the reflexive pronouns. For example, the reflexive pronoun for I is myself. When you say myself, when I have the reflexive pronoun for you is yourself. Okay, here we have himself. This is the reflexive pronoun, himself. Here we have herself. Okay, herself. Here we have itself. This is the reflexive pronoun. Here we have ourselves, this one. Ourselves, yes. And here we have themselves. Themselves. Teacher, when can I use the reflexive pronouns? People, basically we have two possibilities, okay? Two possibilities. Possibility number one, pay attention to this sentence. When I say, I cleaned my dog. I cleaned my dog, okay? Here we have the pronoun, here we have the action, and here we have another pronoun, yes, or another object. Yes, when we have this, it's perfect, no problem. But when the action is on myself, on my own person, yes, is when I use the reflexive pronoun. For example, I say, I cleaned what? Cleaned Ana Maria. No, I cleaned myself. So here I am doing an action to my own person, okay? That's basically how the reflexive pronoun works, okay? Another, she painted, for example, she painted her house. Okay, it's okay, the action is perfect. She painted her house. But suppose that no, it's not her house. It's suppose that she painted her body, her own body. Okay, you can use the reflexive pronouns. So you can say she painted herself. Okay, she painted herself to indicate that this action was by this person to her own body. Okay, so that's the first function of the reflexive pronouns, to indicate that the action falls on the same person that is doing the action. Okay, so I cleaned myself, or she painted herself. That's how the reflexive pronouns work. Now, another possibility is when you use by and the reflexive pronoun. For example, by myself, yes, by herself, whatever, etc. When you use that, people, when you use by, is to indicate that it is alone, without company, okay, without company. For example, when you say like this, when you go like this, when you say, I went to the cinema, when you go like this, my people, I went to the cinema. I went to the cinema by myself. What is that? That I went to the cinema alone, without any company. That's very unusual. It's very unusual to go to the cinema by yourself, but it's possible, okay? Another possibility, you can say like this, she began like this. She began to live by herself. By herself. What is by herself? That she began to live alone. Okay, so when I use the reflexive pronouns with by, indicates alone, without any company. Okay, people, is it clear? Any questions? Okay, so pay attention to what we have here now, okay? We're gonna have a little quiz activity, all right? So what is the idea? Pay attention to this. Enter this link that I want to show you here. Wait a sec. I want to do this. I want to log in. There is one more person coming in. So enter, guys, enter this. Enter Google, and then quizzes like this. Quizzes login, please. Quizzes login. And then here for students, type quizzes login, and then down here for students, and click here, my people. All right. Go ahead. And when you enter, please type this password that I want to show you now. Type this password, 238568. I mean, here, put this password, okay? 238568, my people. All right, go ahead, please. So remember, quizzes login, quizzes login, and then for students, quizzes login in Google for students. Click here, and then over here, type this password. This password over here.
Teacher, excuse me, I have a question. Can I enter now?
Yeah, enter now.
Okay.
Go ahead, please. What about the other people? Andrea, David, Stefania, Mariana. Enter, please. I'm waiting for you. Okay. I'm waiting for you guys to enter the quizzes activity.
Okay, I enter now. I say introduce my name.
Yes, you enter here. Quizzes. I know here, just put a password. Put the yeah, put this password, and then you can put a name. Write down your name.
Okay.
Okay.
And begin?
Wait, you have to wait for me to start.
Okay.
Okay. Now we have one person. Yes, we have Stefania. Okay. What about the other people? Guys. I'm gonna give you 1 minute. 2 people now. Andrea. I'm waiting for Mariana, Lida. Mariana and Lida, basically. That's what I'm waiting for. Only 2 people. Anybody else? Quickly. Time is too short. 3 people. We have who? Lida. Okay. What about Mariana? Well, Mariana came out. Okay, ladies. So let's begin right now. So what is the idea? Very simple. You have to answer the questions using, obviously, the reflexive pronouns. You have to use the reflexive pronouns to answer the different questions, okay? Pay attention to this. Go ahead. Begin now, people. It's 10 questions that you need to answer, okay? So go forward. I want to see your performance to see how you have been doing here. Good, Stefania. Leah has been doing good, very good. Andrea. 3 people participating in the competition. Okay. Stefania has 2 good answers in a row, 3 good answers. She's about to finish. Lydia has 3 good answers. Andrea needs to get a little bit better. Okay, 4 good answers, Lydia. Pretty cool. Good performance. Stefania, did you finish already? Stefania? Okay, Lida is about to finish too. The same as Andrea. All right. Okay, Andrea, do you finish? According to what I have here, you have just finished. The same for Lida. Okay, people. Good. Well, Camilo hasn't finished yet. I haven't finished according to this. All right. So, pay attention to these people. Basically, we have 10 questions. 10 questions. Question number 1 is, every morning I wash and clean my teeth. What is the answer? Andrea, what is the answer?
Myself.
I wash myself. Very good. Lida, number 2. Jane is a baby and she's too small to eat by...
Jane is a baby. I think that Jane is a woman herself.
Yeah, by herself. Very good. Yeah, she's too small to eat by herself. Continue with number 3, please, Stefania.
By himself.
Yeah, but give me complete answer. Peter.
Peter is lazy. He always copies his friends' homework and never does it by himself.
By himself. Very good. By himself. That is the answer. Lida, give me number 4, please.
Okay, the children decorate the Christmas tree by themselves.
By themselves. Very good. By themselves. Stefania.
Themselves.
Very good. Stefan, give me number 5, please.
Don't help us that Jill and I can paint the car all by ourselves.
Very good. By herself. Andrea, number 6, please.
Mary is looking at himself in the mirror.
Okay, but in this case, we're talking about Mary, which is a woman. So it would be herself. Yes? It would be herself. Very good.
Herself.
By herself. Stefania, number 7.
You are 5 years old, Danny. You can comb your hair. I can see by yourself.
By yourself. No. This one here. Very good. By yourself. Because it's singular. Lida, number 8.
The cat cleans itself with its tongue.
With its tongue. Very good. The cat cleans itself. Stefania, number 9.
Hi, Martin. I can see. Please come and make yourself, I think, at home.
Okay, but in this case, it's yourselves, right? Because it's in plural. Yourself. Finally, Andrea, give me number 10, please.
Juliet, if you cannot do this exercise by herself, you should ask your teacher for help.
Got it. What happens here is that they mention Julie, but then it becomes a personal, it becomes a second person conversation. So in this case, would be yourself. Okay?
Okay.
By yourself. Okay, my ladies, that's basically what we have for today. Okay? With just a preparatory exercise in order to review the reflexive pronouns. Now, what about next week, people? Next week, or from tomorrow on, we continue with activity number 3. Number 2, which are the evidences for this activity for this week? Okay, pay attention to this. So we're gonna be having a blog which is called PEL, okay? This particular blog, we have a situation, guys. The situation is that the blocks that we got in here are not working. Okay, they are not mandatory. They are not obligation because sometimes they don't work. Yes, unfortunately, it seems to be that we're having a problem with the platform. So it's been almost impossible to have the blocks work. So it's not mandatory. You can try to do it. It can be extra bonus. It can be extra for you because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Okay. So it can be extra for you, but it's not going to be mandatory to do it. Then what do we have next? The interactive activity. What happened to me? It's about anecdotes, okay, about stories. So here we're gonna practice the simple past a lot. All right, we're gonna practice connectors, we're gonna practice regular and irregular verbs in order to be able to tell stories in simple past. Okay, the happiness advantage. Okay, here we have evidence number 3. In this particular evidence, we're gonna continue talking about anecdotes and storytelling. That's gonna be the main or the principal topic in this case. And here in evidence number 5, we'll be talking about timelines. What is a timeline? It's basically when I make a kind of biography in order to explain a series of events that happen during a certain period of time. And I organize it, making clear on which year or month or date certain situations happen. So those are basically the activities that we have. What happens next week? When we come here, I will start asking you questions with the reflexive pronouns. Okay, because that's the topic that we covered up today. So I will start asking you questions with the reflexive pronoun, giving you participation, and then we will continue explaining everything that we have for this week. Okay, so remember, tomorrow begins week number 2, activities from week number 2. So start working on them. You have the whole week, my people. Okay, so what are we going to do now? Guys, we have about approximately 6 minutes. So I'm going to give you the time to ask whatever question you have, because I understand that some of you might have questions. Now, it's not so many questions because we have the WhatsApp group, which has made it a lot easier, for us to interact and everything. But anyway, I want to give you these minutes, people, just in case you have a question, okay? Or something like that. So, I don't know if Estefania, Lida, or Mariana have any questions about the activities, about the information, about the vocabulary. Whatever question you have, you can ask me.
Teacher, I had a questions about the activity with the first activity, first week, Kiwi, because I don't know what happened with this because it's impossible to me edit, change the information in this activity.
Got it.
Or add the information.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That happens. That's been happening a lot with the blogs and the wiki. The platform, it seems to be that is not supporting. It's too heavy for that. So it hasn't been working out. It's been almost impossible to activate the wikis and the blog. Sometimes they work. I don't know why. Some people can do it very easily. It depends on the computer they have, I guess. Yes, but some other people not. So it's not mandatory. If you can do it, it's gonna be extra bonus for you. But if you cannot, don't worry about it. Okay?
Okay. The most important activity is the activity that I have to download.
Exactly. Very good. Those are the main activities that you have to carry out for sure. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, welcome. Any other question, people? Do you guys have any more questions? Okay, just to finish, I want to send you a couple of links. This link that I have in here. Okay, this one here is to practice reflexive pronouns. Okay, so it's pretty interesting. Guys, it's not a homework. Pay attention. It's not a homework. Okay, so I want to make that clear. It's just a complementary activity. I just want to give it to you for the people who really want to learn English, who really want to study more, to be able to do it. Okay, so I'm going to send you guys a couple of links and I will explain to you what you have to do in each one of the exercises. All right, listen. So I'm going to show you the first. In the first link that I sent you here, just this one. Okay, it's pretty interesting because it allows you the possibility to do the exercise and it checks up your work. So the activity is grammar words, reflexive pronouns. So here you have examples. Here you have example, and then you have to complete the sentences. So you have to complete the sentence with the reflexive pronouns. Okay, that is the activity. When you finish, you click here in terminado. You click here on comprobar respuestas and the page is going to give you your score. You don't have to upload a picture. No, it's just to practice. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, guys. What about the second activity? It's a similar exercise. It's reflexive pronouns. The activity is complete with the correct reflexive pronoun. So we have some sentences. We have a lot of different sentences, different contexts. The purpose here is just to complete with the corresponding reflexive pronoun. Okay, so you're protecting from the rain. You're protecting what? Okay, Bob hurt badly falling down the stairs. What is the reflexive pronoun? You can help to some chips if you want, right? The witches are hurrying not to be late at the fancy dress party. Okay, she taught to do gymnastics. So basically use the reflexive pronouns to complete these sentences, people. Okay, the teacher went out of during a very noisy lesson. So you have these two activities. The purpose is further practice. You don't have to send a picture or anything like that. You just have to work them out. Okay, my girls, that's it for today. We finish. Thanks for being here. If there are no more questions, don't worry about it. Just begin tomorrow with week number 2. And I hope to see you again. I hope to see you again, guys, next Wednesday. Probably no, next Wednesday. This week, we had our meeting on Thursday, basically because we had a holiday. Okay, so that's why we had the class on Thursday. But next week, for sure, we will have our class on Wednesday. Okay, my boys and my girls, thank you. My girls, basically, thanks for being here, and I hope to see you again next class.
Okay, teacher, thank you for the information. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Goodbye. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you.